Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you, and let's get right on into it. All right, let's pull up the screen here. NIO, we did get their January deliveries, and we're also going to take a look at the future of NIO, and I think these two vehicles right here are clearly that. So let's get into NIO. All right, folks, NIO, let's see what it's doing right now. It had run up to around almost 25 bucks when it came off the snide here, about 20 bucks. Like I say, it ran up about 20–25%, and now it's pulled back a little bit, about 7 or 8% looks like, and after hours total down to around 23 bucks. So for me, like I said, I'm watching this thing pretty closely, and I'm swing trading it, and I've also got a long position. But anything between 20 and 22 to me is where I like to add, and I've already bought here, and I bought this thing on the way down in dollar cost averaged because I think long term this is a good solid buy if you're into NIO. If you're not, and you don't want to own a foreign company stock, I understand, that's okay. This isn't the stock for you. But if you are okay with it, then this is a pretty good buying opportunity in my mind. Somewhere between 20 and 22 is where I'll add again. And I'm fine with it because the simple reality is this is my Roth IRA, and I can do one of two things. If it does run up, like I think it will, when the ET7 comes out, which will be just in March, it's probably going to run up and get up in the neighborhood of the low 50s, and that's where I would hope to go ahead and take my profit. And if it doesn't, and let's say it pulls up into here, well, then I'll take it there. Or I may just hold it long term, and that'd be okay. Now, again, this is my opinion. I think NIO is going to do well over time. Not everybody thinks that, but I do. So, I'm pretty bullish on NIO long term, and I see this as a buying opportunity. But let's take a look at the future of NIO, and let's take a look at those deliveries. All right, so we got 9,652. That did not surprise me. I was not expecting a big number here. And I know you're going to say, oh, yeah, you're saying that now that the January deliveries came out. Well, this was before then. So they're going to really push up these numbers over time. Now, I'm not over-expecting for January, nor should you be. And here's why. You've got that same Rona over there in China they're dealing with, and they've had to shut down some of their cities. So that's probably going to slow down the January deliveries. I'm not over-expecting because of that. Then in February, guess what? We've got the Chinese New Year, and we've got their big celebration, and they're going to be shut down for about a week. So February is going to stink. And then I think March and on, we should have real good numbers, or they should start improving significantly. Okay, so yeah, I'm not a bit surprised that it came down just a little bit. This is actually up about 30 to 40% over last year's January. So not too bad, really. And like I say, I'm not over-expecting for February, as you heard. But, I don't think it'll be like this. I don't think we're going to have another Chucky moment, that little creep. He killed our October, but it was understandable. They spent about 2 weeks being shut down, and they were adding the ET7 line, fixing it up, and taking it to the next level, and also getting to where they could make up to 240,000 vehicles in that factory. And of course, with the NIO Park, they'll be able to do another 300,000 on top of that. So over 500,000 vehicles per year when they max out those two factories. But this ET7, like I said, it's coming out in March, and I think it's going to move this stock pretty significantly if it comes out successfully, and I fully expect it to. Understand they've made this will be their, fourth vehicle, and it's their first sedan, so it's not like, this is the first go-around for this company. And they know what they're doing. So I see this one being, this should be a real nice catalyst. So that's the ET7. As you can tell, they're going for the executive. That's like a $70,000 vehicle. That's who they're going after. Now we've got the ET5 going to come out in September, and they've actually started having the first ones come off the production line, and obviously they'll be testing them and going through all kinds of different testing phases with it, because you can't just, oh well, it's done and just put it out in the world. You've got a lot to do before that happens. But again, this is the ET5, and you can see they're going to be going after a very different market with this. And this is like a $50,000 vehicle, $40,000 if you do the battery swap. And as you can see, they're going after a much younger market. And I think that modern dance demographic, they're just going to do great with, because obviously if you dance, you're really going to want that ET5. But anyway, that's obviously for a lot younger crowd. But that's the future of current future of Neo for this coming year, those two vehicles. And again, sedan being the #1 selling vehicle, and they're going to have two of them going after two different demographics and two different price points. And I think they're both going to be kind of home runs. Now, as far as risks involved with Neo, I think they're pretty obvious. You got to be concerned about the China crackdown. You got to be worried about the Rona a little bit. And, you're talking about a stock in another country. So it's pretty obvious, the risks, and they're real. That's the reality. So like I said, if this bothers you too much, then, do something else. That's okay. But for me, I'm okay with it. I'm willing to take the risk because I think the reward will be there. And you've got to measure those two things. You've got to balance between the risk and the reward. And the higher the reward, usually the higher the risk. There's a premium there. I'm willing to take that risk. So, all right, folks, and that's Neo today. Just went over their January deliveries. I wanted to look at the future of this company, and I think these two vehicles are going to be huge catalysts. Hopefully this company starts seeing profit in the fourth quarter is sort of my guess, based on taking a look at the financials, which I've done in previous videos. The last video I did on this, actually, I'll include that if you want to take a look at what I think about as far as turning a profit. And if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know to continue to cover Neo. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. Give the channel an opportunity. And I hope you did like the content. And we'll see you next time on Mr. Frugal Investor.